Understanding Litecoin.
Have y'all heard of this book, Understanding Litecoin, of course? Vlad referenced it earlier in his talk, and we mixed up the introduction, so I don't have your intro. So tell us about what you're going to talk about.
Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew Yang. I'm very excited to be here. First of all, isn't this background like the sickest thing in the world? Yeah. Shout out to Peter. Dude, you crushed it. Crushed it. Okay. Well, today I want to talk about how you can supercharge your retirement. And I'm really excited to talk about this because this is going to help you hit your retirement goals as fast as possible. And so, yeah. Okay, so here is my slides. Yep. All right, so. Okay, disclaimer, this is not professional or financial advice. I always recommend that you talk to a CPA about the things that I'm going to talk about. And this is usually, this is for people in the US. So if you're outside of the US, tough luck. In the US right now, I would say that the ecosystem of traditional IRAs and 401ks is pretty restrictive, and it's not super great. Like there's a low ceiling of contributions for our IRAs. For example, in 2024, it was the max was $6.5 thousand only, and it gets less and less the more money you make, the higher tax bracket you're in. In these IRAs and 401ks, they typically only offer investment vehicles that are pretty poor. They're mutual funds, and they're poor performing mutual funds, and then they charge you for the poor performance, which is kind of dumb, right? Wouldn't it be so much better if we could have just invested in Litecoin or Bitcoin or crypto, right? The other one is that they're very restrictive when it comes to what you can invest in, right? And so if I set up a Roth IRA on Vanguard, the things that I can invest in are restricted to Vanguard, to the Vanguard platform. So I can't take the cash that I have in Vanguard and wire it to like Coinbase or Gemini to purchase whatever I want. I'm restricted. And so it's not like the best system in the world. What I want to talk to you today about is something called a solo 401k and checkbook IRAs. Now, with a self-directed solo 401k, you can choose where you can invest in. And the best part of having a 401k or an IRA is that you don't have to pay any capital gains on the things that you invest in. So, for example, let's say we bought Litecoin at $70, right? And then sometime in maybe 4 months, it goes to $300. And you choose to sell it inside of your solo 401k, your IRA. You don't have to pay any capital gains on that, which is pretty incredible, right? It's a very powerful investment vehicle. And so you're saving, like if it's a short-term gains, you're saving 30% on whatever you're selling. So that's pretty great. And so, but the best way to do this that I found, and I'm new to this company called solo401k.com, is through something called a solo 401k. This is a plan for self-employed individuals or small business owners, and it has the highest contribution limit of any retirement plan in the US, which is pretty powerful. However, it is limited to a certain type of persona. And you have to be a small business owner without any full-time employees or, excuse me? What do you mean unless they're young? Yeah, right. Yeah, but I'm assuming everyone's over 21 years old here. Yeah, and then you can also have, or you can be independent contractor. Like that also functions as well. Now, some of you guys are saying, well, I have a full-time job. I still want to get access to a solo 401k. Well, you can. You can have a full-time job and set up a solo 401k. The only thing is you need to have a side hustle, a separate business, right? And so if you have a full-time job, you can also have another part-time job on the side, and you can set up your solo 401k through that. And so what kind of business can you do you need to create a solo 401k? It can be any type of business. It can be an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. And the nice thing, the key thing is it can just be you as the owner of the business, or you and your spouse can own the business together because you are treated as one household, but you cannot have any full-time employees. And so the benefits of a solo 401k is that, we already talked about this. There's no capital gains, but more than that is you get to keep more of your income. And here's what I mean by that. let's say I make $169,000 this year. I can contribute $69,000 of that into my solo 401k. And what I'm taxed with in terms of income is only $100,000. So I've reduced my taxable income. I'm now in a lower tax bracket, but I still have $69,000 sitting in my retirement. So that's pretty incredible for me, if you think about it. And it allows you to grow your retirement faster because you're taking, you get to invest in high growth assets like Bitcoin and Litecoin, and you are taking advantage of the contribution amounts. So instead of being restricted to 6.5K per year on an IRA, you can put $69,000 of that into your retirement fund, and that helps you reach your retirement goals even faster. And so let's compare the contribution limits of the solo 401k to other plans, right? So you can put 10 times more in a solo 401k than a traditional IRA. You can do 3 times more than a traditional 401k, and you can do 2 times more than a SEP IRA. Right? SEP IRA is another powerful investment vehicle that you can use if you want. But let's talk about the specifics. So in 2024, the contribution limits for a solo 401k, $69,000. Compare that to an IRA, which is $6,500, and then a SEP IRA, you're capped at 25% of your revenue. And so if you are only making, let's say, $60,000 in your side hustle, which is a good amount, only 25% of that can be contributed to your SEP IRA. Alternatively, with the solo 401k, you can, if you're making, $60,000, 100% of that income can be contributed to your solo 401k, but it's 100% or the max, which is $23,000 right here. So when it comes to contribution types in your solo 401k, there's 2 types. There's employee and employer. As an employee, you can contribute 100% of your compensation until it maxes out at $23,000. And so if you make $23,000 in your side business, $23,000 of that can go into your solo 401k, and none of that is taxable. None of that is taxable as income until you withdraw that money out. Then you have employer. Employer, you can do profit sharing, and so there's 20 to 25% of that you can contribute of your revenue to your solo 401k as well. And so if you guys aren't seeing the picture now, like, you can see how it is one of the fastest ways that you can get money into your retirement vehicle. And not only that, with a solo 401k and a checkbook IRA, you get to choose where you invest that money, right? And so if you want, it could be Litecoin, Bitcoin, other crypto. It can be private investment. You can take money inside your solo 401k, invest it into you can be an angel investor, and let's say it does 100x on Airbnb, like you got early in Airbnb or Coinbase or something like that, and you're not taxed on any of the capital gains on that, which is insane. The only time you're taxed is when you take that money out of your 401k. You can do rental properties inside of your solo 401k. Like you can host an Airbnb. You can buy stocks or bonds. And even like one cool thing is art. You can buy art inside of your solo 401k. Because you have complete control over your this retirement vehicle, you can choose where this money goes. And so this is a very powerful thing. And if you guys are interested in setting up your own solo 401k, just remember that it's restricted to people who are small business owners with no full-time employees, or if you're an independent contractor. If you fit this persona, I strongly encourage you to check out what a solo 401k is, because I promise you it's going to help you reach your retirement goals like 10 times as fast as any other method. And so if you have questions, you can reach out to this phone number. There's the email, and there's also a consultation. We'll hop on a call with anybody in the U.S. If you're interested. And we do have a special promotion here. You get a discount. So when you check out, I think we charge like a $500 setup fee, but after that, it's a $99 yearly fee. You get $50 off if you use this coupon, LTC50. Cool? So yeah, man, like, and when you think about the long-term potential of Litecoin and the growth potential of Litecoin, if you guys really believe in it, then it's a no-brainer to try to figure out how you can invest your retirement asset, your retirement money, into a high-growth vehicle so that when you sell, you're paying no capital gains. And the only time that you're taking money out, if it's in your 401k, is the only time you're taxed is when you're taking money out of your 401k. Cool. So that kind of wraps up my talk. I wanted to make it pretty quickly. Yeah. This one? Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'll take some questions. Who's yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
First one is the contribution limits are per spouse, correct?
Contribution, our limits are per spouse, yes. Yeah. But then there is a max contribution for, you can only have a solo 401k for one business, right? And then you and your spouse together are part of that business, and that max contribution for that household is $69,000. Yeah.
The other question is the situation that I faced is I've been using this system, but the problem I faced is I had to basically shut it down because my wife ended up having more than 5 employees, and I read that if your spouse even owns a business that can't get a 401, that the spouse is also precluded.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Because my wife has more than 5 employees,
And she set up the solo 401k in her business? Okay.
I'm not allowed to set one up either.
No, you can set up your own. It just has to be a separate entity from her business. Yeah. Yeah, we can chat later. Yeah. Because it's the same concept of being a full-time employee and then having a side business where you set up an LLC, and then you can set up a solo 401k for that LLC because it's your side business. Yeah. Yeah. And yet, yeah, go ahead.
That means you can set up 401k per business, or is it just personal?
You know what? I would have to talk to, there are experts at the company, and they're probably best equipped to answer your question for you. So I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. I saw another question. Hand? Nope. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
When you actually take it out, is it just tax the capital gains when you're actually?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So it depends. In a Roth IRA, that's an after-tax contribution. So you're taxed when you put money inside the solo 401k vehicle. If it's a 401k, you're taking money, they're taxing you when you take the money out of the 401k. Yeah, so you're not taxed on the growth of the asset, but you are taxed when you take money out. And so it's an income tax. That's correct. Yeah, they're counting that as income at that point. Yes, go ahead.
I didn't see precious metals listed as a allowable asset. Is that by design?
You can buy precious metals. Like you have full ownership of this solo 401k. It's basically a bank account that you set up, and wherever you want to spend that money, you can, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
You have to have a third-party custodian, I would think. You couldn't keep it at home in your safe.
Yeah, you'd have to find the right partner to kind of to help you with that. Yeah. Yes.
My wife works at an investment bank, and I'm not allowed to buy stocks.
Oh, that's rough.
But would you be able to in one of these solo 401ks?
I think the same restrictions would probably apply. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Loshan. Yeah, so if there's any ladies here, which there might be only one, why don't you go talk to Lushan so you can help him become a U.S. citizen? Yeah.